Alright, so this is the end game of X3 Albion Prelude. This game I have a lot of hours into. Fantastic purchase, highly recommend. Um, there are two areas at the end of the game where you have to fight enemy ships known as the Xenon, which basically tried to stage an AI rebellion. And there's some more lore behind it, but that's really about all you need to know. Xenon are bad, and we are playing as a Argon humble merchant who I guess has now turned into a major fleet commander mercenary guy. For those of you who have played X3 before, I have a large number of complexes set up, pretty much all over the universe except for in Terran space. Kind of made enemies of them pretty hard for most of the game. I have a really nice IRE forge here, which is an impulse ray emitter. It's a 10-plex, I believe. I don't remember if it's 10-plex or a 20-plex. Oh, it's 15. So I've got 15 IRE forges here, building off of this one ore mine. I think one of them's like the 96 ore. So I'm using that to basically generate my funds. And then I have a number of production facilities across the universe. I have a missile production facility in Cho's Defeat here. That's also where I learned about the internal logistics. I've got a nice silicon and ore complex up here in Family Zine that ships. Oh goodness, what are you guys doing down here? Are you gonna be able to kill everything? Easily. Or you're just gonna die. Okay. Well, I don't know why they're doing that. But anyway, I got silicon complex up there doing stuff. I've got a torpedo plant down here, which is short on crystals and silicon. Oh, well, that's probably a bad thing then. I have a silicon complex down here in the barren shores. Perpetual Sin, I have a shield complex and a small fighters weapons complex. And then this unknown sector, way down here at the bottom of the map, I have a huge weapons complex that generates HEPs, flak artillery, PPCs, ion cannons, Gauss cannons. I was experimenting with Firestorm torpedoes for a little bit. They're not as good as hammer heavy torpedoes on M7Ms, but I wanted something that wasn't as grossly strong as an M7M, so I wanted to try some Firestorm torpedoes, but they didn't work out very well. And it's supplied with food from Unseen Domain, so I have a lot of frame rate issues with that, but primarily I'm based out of Avarice, which you can see here. I've got my headquarters, I've got two massive complexes, and I've got a couple of equipment docks set up. Now, if you've not played X3 before, it is a very deep game that has a lot of economic and combat aspects to it. We're going to be focusing primarily on the combat aspects tonight. This is my fleet. I've spent probably 400 or 500 hours, though admittedly, probably 50 to 100 of those hours have been just idling, trying to save up money. But I've got, probably 20 M2s, half a dozen M1s. So M2s are destroyers. They're large ships designed for large ship combat. M1s are carriers. And almost all of these carriers are fully decked out with fighters. I'll be honest, I was lazy and didn't finish decking them completely out. I have five or six fleets set up. Actually, it's 7. So this is a carrier fleet right here. This is a carrier fleet right here. And each of these M2 pluses here that are named after sectors, so Distant Clouds, Hillis Joy, Hollow Infinity, or Queen's Harbor are Boron Megalodons. And then they are escorted by a number of Boreas or Titan class M2 pluses. Well, Titan's not an M2 plus. And then I have my frigate fleet down here, which is, I think, 15 frigates that are either Threshers, Austraeus Haulers, or Cerberuses. So it's a pretty well-rounded fleet, a good mixture of anti-capital and anti-fighter. Each of these carriers has a wing of fighters in it, which I'm going to go ahead and start launching now.
Blue wing.
So if you've not played this game before, the interface is just laughably awful. And for those of you wondering why I'm not using the hotkeys as much, it's because, well, quite frankly, I learned wrong. There are hotkeys all over the place in this game.
Orange wing. Command accepted.
Okay. And if you see some of my ships that have a dash and then a letter next to them, that is because they were destroyed. Their namesake was destroyed in a combat encounter.
Red wing.
Earlier in my playthrough. I did that wrong. And so I just made another ship of that name because I got lazy on naming my ships. Alright. Mostly I'm running Eclipses and M3 Plus Eclipse, M3 Plus Amon Prototype, and M3 Nova. I think they're Vanguards.
Purple wing. Command accepted.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hop into Black Hole Sun. I'm going to find, because they destroyed my satellites in the sector, I'm going to find out where the Xenon are, and while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and just save here. I'm going to see where the Xenon are. I'm going to pull them away from one of the gates and use jump gates to jump between sectors. And then I'm going to pull my fleet in and basically get it assembled, and then we're going to have this awesome showdown. Also, I'm flying a Griffin Sentinel. It's a very nice M7 frigate, M7C. I do not have much in the way of defensive fighters on it because I use it mainly for running quests and different missions. I do have access to the, I don't remember what it's called, the Asinox prototype. Yeah, there it is right there. I've chosen not to fly with that today because I prefer frigates over corvettes just due to their durability. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in the south gate here because that's where I want my fleet to come in.
10%.
I'm going to say to this because I'm impatient.
30.
Unfortunately, this game
Entering system.
seems to be very
Black hole
CPU bound,
sun.
and my CPU is
Xenon. K.
third generation Intel. So we're probably going to get some lag and a little bit. Okay, good. So he's preoccupied. I'm going to go ahead and start bringing my fighters in. Oh, that sun, man, that is just horrible to look at. We're going to go ahead and just set him to patrol Black Hole Sun. Now my objective here is to destroy 25 Xenon capital ships. So that means frigates, destroyers, and carriers. Looks like their fleet is mostly away, so I'm going to go ahead and send my fighters in. So I've got Blue Wing on the way. Send Gold Wing on the way here as well. Looks like I had some old sector patrols in there. And I'll send in Green Wing. Let's see if these guys start moving. There they go. Now I'm gonna take a look at the map here. I'm hitting comma to bring up kind of that universe map, and I'm hitting period on my keyboard to bring up the sector map. So it looks like there's a lot of combat that's really building right here. So this is the south gate. I'm gonna go check over at the east gate.
Xenon J.
And I'm intentionally dividing my forces like this. This is Black Hole Sun. There is no east gate, so I'm gonna go check over by the west gate. There's several J's and I's in here. So the I is a M2 plus Xenon destroyer. It's one of the nastiest ships in the game. And a Xenon J is a carrier. Well, they've got an M7M in here. Oh no, they've got bombers. Now, I'm not sure if these count against my mission total here.
Tomahawk heavy missile.
No, so effectively my team has to kill 25 Xenon capital ships. So their bombers are going to go ahead and clear this out, give me some space. And since I'm waiting, I'll go ahead and bring in my first M2 plus fleet.
Target left flank.
Black Hole Sun here. I'm gonna move them.
Chose.
Oh gosh, pirates, you have to choose this moment to do this, don't you? Alright, time to do a barrel roll. Yeah, he's firing off firestorms here. That's a pretty big deal. Okay, good. Looks like they're down there, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Attention. One of your ships is under attack. Black Hole Sun.
Alright, here we go.
Command accepted.
I'm going to go ahead and... I have Twitch open up in the background. Since I'm CPU bound, I'm going to go ahead and close out of Chrome. So if you're trying to communicate something with me, I'm sorry, I'm not going to see it for a little bit.
One of your ships is under attack. Black Hole Sun. Under attack. Black Hole Sun. Alert. Missile closing. Attention. One of your ships is under attack. Black Hole Sun.
Oh, there goes one of my M2 pluses. I think he got killed more by friendly fire than anything. Or he got killed by friend. Yeah, he got. You know what? That's very frustrating. We're gonna go ahead and do a reload here. I'm all up for an epic space battle, but losing my ships to friendly fire is just extremely annoying. Yes, I will save scum this a little bit, but I'm not going to do it a whole lot. We weren't too far into that, so I'm not too concerned about it. This time I'm going to jump into the west gate. And see if I can't pull them away from the south gate.
Jump device charging. Hurricane Firestorm torpedo installed.
I'm going to go ahead and load up my firestorms here.
Entering system.
There we go.
Black hole sun. Xenon. K.
11 kilometers,
Xenon.
18 kilometers. So I'm going to go ahead and start launching this guy here. I'm going to fly kind of towards this northeastern-ish area.
Argon.
You are talking? Is
What
there
do you
something I
have?
can
Ooh, ship weapons. Yes, please.
transmitting information now?
Receiving upgrade information for database. Xenon. K.
And I'm going to go ahead and take a manual gander here. Yeah, they've still got some ships over there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and send in my fighters. Eventually. Again, I'm getting really bad lag here. Seven is my hotkey. Two, 7. Yes, we want to patrol Black Hole Sun. Now, a lot of people will use wings to command their capital ships. I'm using fleets for that. And I'm using wings for my fighters. Okay, I'm gonna check this again here. So I'm starting to get a little bit of distance. What is this?
Xenon. K.
Okay, so instead of jumping my fleet into eyes, which was just stupid of me last time. Alright, I'm gonna bring this one as. Okay, I'm gonna move you up here. Get you in position to handle this north gate when it becomes active again.
Command
Don't want to
accepted.
fight around friendlies or stations. That's just not a good move. This is probably going to take 2 of these fleets. I'm going to move the second one again up here. Well, I'm going to move him a little higher up on the
Command
y-axis.
accepted.
Alright, so let's see what this sector looks like. This will probably be the first
Xenon
thing that we've got
K.
here. I'm going to go ahead and turn around. All my fighters should be entering the sector now. There they go. Now, the nice thing about fighter hordes is that they generally don't inflict collateral damage too much.
Attention. One of your ships is under attack. Black hole sun. Firestorm. Mosquito Hornet missile.
Got a few
installed.
hornets in there. I have another ship on standby that I can switch to if I don't like how this one is playing out.
Megalodon.
So one of my big concerns is how they have the clipping set up. So as you can see right now, in
Attention.
order to avoid
One of
ships from
your
just
ships
blowing
is
up when they
under
enter
attack.
behind another one,
Black
they can
hole
clip through them. Well, sometimes it also leads to situations where they just shoot each other down, which is incredibly annoying and frustrating. Now, fortunately, this K has a lot of short-range
Xenon
weaponry, not a lot of
K.
anti-capital weaponry on it. I think I'll be able to come out of this without too much shield damage, which will be nice.
Attention, one of your ships is under attack. Black Hole Sun.
So between those missiles and my capitals firing at him, he should be gone here pretty quick. Oh, looks like some of those are actually hitting. Normally my missiles are shot down before they get too close, so this is a nice change. Okay, so it looks like my Firestorms got shot down, but my Hornets made it through.
Attention, one of your ships
There we
is
go.
under attack. Black Hole Sun.
Sweet, and I get the kill.
See, attention, one of your ships is under attack.
Lady, you are
Black
gonna get
hole
annoying.
Command accepted. Command accepted. Command accepted. Attention, one of your ships is under attack. Black Hole Sun.
Okay, so let's see how my fighters are doing coming out of here. Okay, I'm not sure what Blue Wing is doing here. Oh, they're still trying to get through the gate. They're all bottlenecked. Now, the reason that I'm using a lot of fighters right now instead of using lots of capitals is because it's really fun to watch fighters just tear into capital ships, you know, when they actually kind of start doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the fray here a little bit. Okay, and this fleet came out of this north gate here. Oh man, 5 frames per second, folks. That's what happens when we have 300 ships on the screen, though. Oh, big fleet just jumped in. Big fleet. I'm gonna go ahead and have them jump in the west gate here. Oh my goodness. This menu is just so slow, it's killing me. There we go. I'm looking for my friendlies here. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and come around. Okay, so I got one of my caps getting torn down here pretty bad. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can jump him out of there. Though with all the lag I'm getting, I wouldn't be surprised if he died. Okay, how are we doing on ships here? Losing lots of fighters, that's fine. That's what they're there for. I just lose an M2. I did not. Alright, that ship's dead. I have a lot of jump drives get shot out on my ships. I don't know why, but it's very, very frustrating. And now again, I am an escort frigate here, so I'm going to come in and see if I can't take out some of these fighters. I think this is mainly a cap ship fight. I'll lob a couple of hornets at this guy here. There she goes. Yeah, so one of my fleets is getting torn up pretty good. Oh, wow. Like my Titan is just tearing into this guy, though. Come on, come on. Again, I'm trying to provide at least some support here. We're doing good here. We're doing real good. We got two M2s, or an M2 and an M2 Plus versus two M2 Pluses and an M1. Missed it. Hornet missiles, there we go. Alright, that M1's gonna go down pretty handily. It's that eye that I'm most concerned about. Go ahead and jump this guy out. Oh, the lag is just killing me here. This fleet is pretty much going to be pulled out of the fight. How did he lose all of his health? Oh my goodness. I mean, it's getting tickled to death. But yep, his jump drive's gone. It's like every time any of my ships start taking hull damage, their jump drives just disappear. Every time. Go on the west gate. Yeah, that's a big loss losing that ship. Are they shooting each other? Certainly looked like it. Okay, good. So she's set to leave. We're gonna fly around, so if we can't do a little more. She may actually be pulling away. That's really impressive. That eye's down to 10 meters per second. FA is also slowed down quite a bit, 24 meters per second. Hey, we got him. Wandered in a little close. Let's do some rolling here. So in this specific ship, I have found that effectively doing a barrel roll is a very effective way to avoid fire from big ships. Its roll rate and its turn rate are as such that it creates a very nice barrel that the AI can't really track very well. We're doing good on fighters. Well, since you don't have a jump drive anymore, I'm going to send you down here. It's going to take a year to get there, but I'm going to send you down here. And you are no longer a fleet commander. Which means I need to do some reorganization. Okay, there we go. We're looking really good here. So we're going to go ahead and move you up here. And then we're going to fly on over here and see if we can engage this eye, knock it out. There you are. And you'll see my fighters are just chipping away at itself. Lots of chip damage here. Let's see if I can get some torpedoes off on him. Oh, yeah. This guy's gone. There's no way we're going to be able to get in there in time. I mean, I'm gonna try. I don't think it's gonna happen. Especially not with how badly this is lagging. Yeah, there she goes. That's almost one entire fleet that I've lost. That's a little bit rougher than I expected it to be. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hold off here. My shield's at almost full charge. Blue Wing is going to go ahead and protect me. Gold Wing, I'm going to have defend this position. I'm going to have Green Wing. Oh my gosh, that lag. 6 frames per second. Alright, there we go. So it looks like we got an M6 in there. Now, what is hitting this guy? Oh look, it's my own ships. That's exciting. There's a queue up there as well. Alright, I'm pulling you out. Takes 10 seconds for jump drive to charge. What I'm doing right now is just some missile spam. Alright, looks like I need to call in the rest of my fleet here. Oh my goodness, this interface is so terrible. The rest of the ships should be following him here pretty soon. We're going to go ahead and fall back from all of that right there. Okay. Now my fleet down here in Nathan's Voyage. I'm going to go ahead and call in. You guys down here.
Command accepted.
I'm gonna let my fighters soak up some damage here for a little bit. Get my big caps in. I'm holding my frigates in reserve. I'm going to use them primarily as cannon fodder in the next area. It takes a long time to set up all these ships with weapons and gear and equipment, and I bought all of the ships, but I produced almost all of the weapons and shields and whatnot. So it's a very time-consuming process. Fighters are pretty easy to get set up individually, but I think I've got something like 300 fighters. Fortunately, Argon Sector M148, I think it is, produces unlimited fighters of all variation size, so it produces the L type. Ooh, they're already in range. That was fast. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and shut my throttle down. Please open. Thank you. Blue Wing, I want you to attack my target. So Blue Wing started with about 55 ships. They're down to 41, so they're still doing pretty good here. Okay, and we're just tearing into this J here, which is fantastic. Go ahead and move my ship up here. Oh my goodness, 3 frames per second. I think part of this is because I'm streaming, and again, part of it is because I'm just very CPU bound. My old CPU. Alright, there we go. There's a J right there. 16 more to go. Okay. I'm gonna pick on this I here. So who's closest? Oh, they got a nice tight formation there. So we're gonna pick on this guy. In normal single player, I very rarely have these kinds of frame rate issues. There we go. I'm going to switch over to my firestorms here. Let's see, where are these guys going? Whew, man. I think I have too many fighters. We're gonna go ahead and move my fleet here. Okay, good. Those fighters are tearing into those caps. There we go. Trying to get into a nice position here where I can see what's going on. Alright, so I'm getting about 3 seconds per frame, so that's good. sit back and fire a few torpedoes here for support. Man, those fighters are just getting after it. It's fantastic.
Attention, one of your ships is under attack. Black hole sun.
So it looks like the Xenon ships are actually loaded out with a lot of short-range weapons. I'm really surprised by this. I would have expected them to be loaded out with full bear, you know, with the PPCs and the ion cannons and whatnot. But it looks like I have a range advantage against these guys.
Black hole sun.
Do one more here. I'm also kind of hoping that this will thin out my fighter fleet a little bit, which will make it easier to have big fights in the next sector. I'm just glad I'm not trying to do a fighter fight here. And this is partially also why I do frigates. Because if we get a big fight like this, I cannot afford to be sitting in slideshow mode trying to fight, you know, half a dozen fighters and deal with where the big cap ships are. Let's see what our map looks like. Oh, really good. Really good. We were just cleaning this up.
Attention, one of your ships is under
It's fighter power right there.
black hole sun.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my last fleet, my 4th fleet here. Again, I'm gonna keep those frigates in reserve for the next fight, or if I need emergency reinforcements.
One of your ships is under attack. Black hole sun.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and jump and fly to position eventually. There we go.
Attention, one of your ships is
We're
under
gonna go to Black Hole Sun
black hole sun.
eventually. And you're going to move
Attention, one
just
of your
right up here. And we're basically going to create a picket line here.
black hole sun. Attention, one of your ships is under attack.
Come on.
Black hole sun.
You can do it. Oh, wow, they got 4 more caps about to go down. This is, I'm very impressed by this. I did not expect this setup to work so well. I mean, if I wanted to do it the easy way, I'd just pick up an M7M and sit at the back of the sector and just have a ship resupply me with, you know, the hundreds and hundreds of missiles I have in reserve, and just sit there and spam them all day. Okay. Which ship are you? Oh, somebody's thinking about getting close.
Black hole sun.
Okay, I want you
Black hole
to move a little bit further south.
command accepted.
looks like the Argon are moving in. Oh, hey, look at that. 2 simultaneous kills. Knocking those guys out really cleaned up my frame rate.
Xenon. K. Attention. One of your ships is under attack. Black hole sun. Attention. One of your ships is under attack. Black hole sun. Attention. One of your ships is under attack.
Alright, I just looked up some controls here. Let's see what this does. Ah, F3 is the target view. Okay, cool. Now I've got a cinematic view. Oh man, he's just getting torn up.
Argon. Response. Colossus.
Okay, so now that we have a little bit of frame rateage back, I'm gonna go ahead and have all of my fighters defend position up here by the north gate.
Blue wing. Command accepted.
Also gives me time to get all my fleets into position as well, which is great.
Gold wing. Command accepted.
And there they are.
Green wing. Command accepted.
Goodbye, frame rate. We barely knew ye.
Orange wing. Command accepted.
Alrighty. Now, for some reason, my ships are not setting up that formation I want them to set up.
Red wing. Command accepted. Silver wing. Command accepted.
Okay, we got a J, an I, 2 Ks, 2 Qs, so nothing too major. The main threat is going to come from the fighters, I think. Go ahead and set up here. You're gonna go ahead and set up I'll bring you down a little bit. Here. Okay. And you're gonna set up. And then we're gonna move you up. About here. And then you're gonna stay right there, and you're gonna be in a back guard. Okay. Now, instead of watching me play fleet management, let's watch some crap blowing up. Let's see here. Who do we want to follow? I think you.
Xenon. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1. 0. 1
Ooh, that Q looks like a fun target. There we go. Ooh, much more interesting. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it auto camera here. Let's see a little bit. I think my own fighters just blew themselves up. Boy, they're tearing into him now. And that's just a handful of fighters against, well, I think those ships are like 800 meters long, so and that's just considered a frigate-sized ship, so it's massive. It's easy to tell when another squadron of fighters engages. That looks like fighting down by me. What's going on? Nope. Nope. We'll go back to the fun stuff here. Let's see if there's some allied ships down here. Okay, let's see how our friendly Argon Raider does here. That's a cool screenshot. Okay, it's a cool screenshot, but it's kind of a boring camera view. There we go. So I really like the Argon ship designs. In general, they have a good mix between that sleek look and kind of the rustic, classic look. I don't know what else to call it. He's going in against this Q here. Okay, we're back down to 2 frames per second, which means most of the fighters are engaging. I love it. So Q is a frigate, right? Okay. I love it when they sit there and try and fire their big anti-capital ship weapons at fighters. It makes me laugh. Okay, sweet. We're down to 10. We're doing good here. Okay. See how my fleets do that. Okay, so this is one of the more ugly ships in the game. This is an Eclipse class M3 Plus fighter. And when I say M3 Plus, M3 is the class of ship. It's a heavy fighter, and the plus means it's an advanced version of that. So it's just kind of a giant egg flying around in space. Kinda pointless. I feel like we have a situation here where only the fighters are attacking. What are those Star Destroyers waiting for? And that's kind of the case, because I'm trying to thin my fighter hordes out. Okay, let's find a more interesting ship to watch. There we go. You're way the crap over there, though. There we go. You're kind of in the middle of it. The Amon prototype is a very unique ship. Basically, it can mount both Terran and Argon weapons. And it's one of the more heavily shielded fighters in the game, which is pretty cool. It's giving me a headache trying to watch that. Oh, no, no, no. Should put an epilepsy warning on my channel. As bad as that is. Okay, well, he's not doing much. Looks like my fleet is finally getting into position here. I do not know why I just hit that button. Okay. My fighters are just getting in there. It's really good. We're down to 9 ships. Okay, Red Wing seems to be having a hard time getting in there, so we're gonna try and get them in there a little more. Okay, my controls are lagging so badly, I'm not even sure if, what's going on here? Okay, so now I've got them to guard pretty much right around that gate up there. Just make sure all these fighters are doing that. Yeah, just get a couple of them doing that. Okay, buddy, you are making me nervous. So, what happens in this game, one of the features is that there are war sectors, which you can see marked here with the red outlines. I got into some big fights with the Terrans at Heretic's End, and man, let me tell you, Terran fighters en masse. I had 100 fighters on my one little Griffin Sentinel, and it was just brutal. It was absolutely brutal. They would just tear my shields out, and I'm largely loaded for anti-fighter. I've got, you know, CIGs on my main just to handle any like corvettes or anything, and then I got some CIGs on my front. But other than that, it's either flak artillery arrays or cluster flak arrays. defending the rest of the ship, and it's only a couple of them, but man, like, as soon as those shields go down, the first thing that goes is my jump drive, and I try and jump when I have 50% shields, and it's not fast enough because they just tear you apart so quickly. It's death by 1,000 insanely fast paper cuts. Okay, which squadron is this? I want you to attack. What are you doing? Are you actually moving to engage? Okay, cool. Okay, we're down to 8. Good. I actually expected their capital ships to push out a little bit further than this. So a lot of fighters left over. Good. Looks like we're about to get one more, maybe 2. Okay. Firestorm this guy. I think that's a Hornet I just installed. Let's find out. There goes a Firestorm. Yeah, that's a Hornet. 7. Don't really like this one being up here, so I'm going to go ahead and knock it out. Let's see what it looks like to get just... oh my goodness, all the missiles. All the little missiles. Oh, I think he's lobbing missiles at my guys. Stop spinning. Thank you. Alright. You're gonna go ahead and move up right here. You're gonna go for a line formation. You're also going to go for a line formation. I think you're already going where I want you to go, and you're set up for line. Good. I'm going to move you further down. Here. Also in a line formation. Let's see if my caps can't speed this process up a little bit. Okay, so I did not send any ships there. Okay, my fighters are going to start shooting, which means I'm going to have no frame rate again. Oh, that is not the button I meant to press. Alright. So get another big fleet encounter going on here. I think this is their 4th or 5th wave. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They should make enough kills here to qualify for taking out this section. And then after this is done, I'm going to go ahead and quit streaming. I'm going to rearm my fleet. I'm going to move it into the next area, which is Cigaris, which is Terran-controlled space. And then that sector is a little bit bigger, so I should be able to have a little bit better fight there, have my fleet set up a little bit better. I'll probably use some missile frigates to clear out the initial area, which I was concerned about doing here due to all the collateral damage that I could do to Argon stations, which would then make them hate me, and then I couldn't buy their ships anymore, which is a total pain in the butt. And then I will move my fleet into position, then we can actually get some proper fleet ship-to-ship combat, which is just really fun to watch. Much more entertaining than the current slideshow we have going on. little bit closer to the action here. Which squadron is this? Oh, they're taking out that Corvette. Okay, good. It's probably Red Squadron. Yeah, that's Red Wing. How have they not killed that Corvette yet? There's 40 of them. Make sure we don't have a collision with this Megalodon. He'll probably win. Yeah, so those Nova Vanguards do move pretty quick. That's nice. Come on. Oh my goodness, the lag is just killing me. Okay, good. So one formation is almost in position. There we go, down to 4. Alright, let's fire some missiles at this guy here. Now the Xenon Eye is, or Xenon, however you prefer to say, is a very difficult ship to attack. I think it's got the heaviest shielding in the game, maybe the second heaviest. It's equipped with 3 anti-missile launchers, or 3 missile launchers which can be used as anti-missile launchers. It's just bristling with guns, so it's very, very difficult to engage from long range, like what I'm trying to do. That's why I switched over to the Xenon K. Oh, looks like we got another one. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling my fighters out. My capital should be able to mop up what's left. Come on. 51 while Orange Wing's done really well. My idea here for the Kias was to use them as missile boats. Didn't work out quite like I wanted it to.
Purple wing. Attention. One of your ships is under attack. Black hole sun. Red wing.
Okay, that should be all of my wings. The green wing got torn up, man. Suddenly, without my fighters attacking, I have a lot more frame rate to work with. Instead of going from 5 seconds per frame, we're getting about, 10 frames per second. It's amazing how much of a difference that makes. Okay, which fleet is this down here that's being stupid? Kind of jump them in behind here. Okay, we want to go for a line formation because we want a wall of ships to engage. Okay. Alright, we're going to send these 4 caps against this one eye. Actually, stop moving. I think the Argonne are going to start taking kills here if I'm not careful. It's gonna hit one of my ships. Actually, maybe not. I think it's gonna go in front. Here, let me be an idiot and keep shooting at him, though. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's a lot of bad guys. this fleet. Oh, nice.
Command accepted.
Go ahead and pull back. Alright. See how this works out. Go ahead and start pulling back.
Amon. Prototype. Xenon. K. Xenon. Attention. One of your ships is under attack. Black
Yeah, I'm gonna lose another ship. Watch him lose his jump drive. Oh, his shields are still up, so he's still fine. He jump at any minute here. There it goes. Okay, those barrel rolls there are very effective. Good Lord. Not all the fire, but at least some of the fire. And that was even from a Corvette. And all I'm gonna do here is just jump out in a certain direction. And that's gonna be it right there. When that K goes down, we win. At least that should be it. Withdrawing is usually an area I have a hard time with these big fleet fights. What is that, 9? Yeah.
Command accepted.
Okay, so let's see how the withdrawal goes. I've got a lot of fighters streaming through the gate.
Attention, one of your ships
Ah, that sun coming through the map is just so incredibly frustrating. It looks like most of my fighters have been able to retreat, so that's good. Oh, and they inflicted a lot of damage on their exit as well. And now we're back up to, 15, 30 frames. Which I know for some of you is just murder because the frame rate's so low, but I can work with it here. So each one of those Firestorm torpedoes knocks off a gigajoule's worth of shields. So I have to launch about 15 of these things to take out the shields on that Xenon Eye. It's a very powerful ship. And that's assuming all the shots even make it through. I'm gonna launch 2 or 3 more here. I'm gonna switch over to Hornets. Launch all my remaining missiles here. See if I can at least do some damage to him. Fire some smaller missiles here to distract his anti-missile defense. Now normally you should be using swarm missiles for this, but I forgot to load those out. So, hurricane missiles make surprisingly good anti-missiles. I can see he's launching firestorm torpedoes at me as well. Let's go ahead and play the backup game here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. One or two of those missiles would make it through, and then he's just gonna shoot down the rest of them. So I did a little bit of damage with like 80, 90 missiles. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna try something silly here. Those fighters are literally just sitting there. I'm gonna fire a firestorm torpedo, which has like a 1.5 kilometer blast radius on it. See if anything happens. Oh, now he's spamming firestorms at me. Is that another firestorm? No, it's hornets. Interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and try one more firestorm. Let's see what happened to the last one. So you do have to be careful with the big missiles, like the Hornet missiles or the Firestorm missiles, because they can and will blow up asteroids. Which means if you want to harvest that asteroid at a later point in time, you better hope you don't blow it up on accident. Oh, looks like I blew up something there. Boy, this guy just does not like me. Oh yeah, swarm missiles are really hard countered by hurricane missiles. So somebody's firing something like Tempest missiles at you, you can fire hurricane missiles at one of the missiles kind of somewhere in the middle, and it'll really shut down the amount of fire that's coming at you. Also works surprisingly well against flails. Black artillery rays are also really good at killing missiles. I should have one more M2, which I do. And he's just waiting his turn to jump out. Yes, it takes this long to extract. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and check my sector here. And got a single fighter being stupid. What happens if I J this? Yeah, he's not moving. So we're gonna go ahead and have this guy move here. Because sometimes when you move the ships that are trying to dock with it, for whatever reason, get unstuck. I do not understand it in the slightest. Okay, and if I check my mission log here, all I have left to do is take out 25 Xenon capital ships in Cigaris. And then I'm done. So you got a couple fighters on me now. How much crap they got left over? Oh, a lot of stuff. Not as much as I thought we'd have, though. Wonder how much of it got blown up in collateral damage there. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove him. I'm going to put him here if he'll move. He's got full health, so we shouldn't be having any problems. You know what? Don't do anything. Strange. Alright, well, I am going to go ahead and call that the Battle of Black Hole Sun. It was a little bit more laggy than I was originally hoping it to be. But I think overall it was a lot of fun. Very interesting to kind of watch a big fight like that play out with as many fighters as I had. Tomorrow, maybe the day after, I am going to stream the Battle of Sagaris. I'm going to try a couple things different on that one. I'm going to send my fighters in one wing at a time instead of all of them at a time. And hopefully that will encourage a little bit better frame rate out of my rather old and lacking PC. We're going to stage from Megnur. I think I'm saying that right. Let me find out. Yeah, Megnur. I've already got a couple ships there. Yeah, I see this leftover from when I raided them ages and ages ago. Hopefully I'll have a couple of Terran ships by that point in time. There's one of them that can dock M8 bombers that I want to try out. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thank you for watching.